Are you guys done? Here, hold on. There you go. Yeah, eat up. Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. If you know me, you know I have a weak spot for hungry animals, and particularly pigeons. For some reason, in Las Vegas, they're starving. There isn't like an ecosystem that's really like up for birds. Like there's no worms and things like that. There's just nothing to eat. So these poor things are starving. So I usually throw whatever, bits of whatever I'm eating out for the pigeons, and I'm always eating in my car. Some of you have been unhappy with my choices of what I feed them because it's not healthy for the pigeons. So recently I found these at Smith's. It was a huge bag of basically sunflower seed kernels that aren't pretty enough to feed humans. So it's just basically sunflower kernels. So for $5, a huge bag. So I keep some in my car, and I just throw the occasional handful out at these hungry pigeons. So, whoop. They're gone now. You know I'm a crazy person. I don't know who I've become. So I'm at Walmart right now. I am going to go in there and pick up some groceries. I need some extra food, some extra snacks, extra whatever, because I have got a trip tonight. It was supposed to be one leg from Vegas to Boston, two legs from Boston to RSW, Fort Myers, up to Detroit, and then Detroit to Las Vegas, with a 28-hour layover in Boston and I think a 10 or 11-hour layover in Detroit. Well, if you haven't been watching the news, there's a tremendous storm heading towards Boston, and it's supposed to really start getting bad when I'm scheduled to arrive. Yeah. So I looked at my schedule today just to see if there were any changes, and yes, indeed, there are some changes. So I am now going to deadhead to Fort Lauderdale tonight. Just a deadhead, one leg to Fort Lauderdale. I have 14 hours in Fort Lauderdale. Then I'm going to deadhead to Boston, again, during the storm. Deadhead to Boston. Stay there for 10 and a half hours, which is a rotten layover in Boston. 10 hours is not enough time for any human being. And then I'm supposed to pick up the trip again from Boston to Fort Myers up to Detroit. I'm supposed to work those two legs and then work from Detroit to Las Vegas. I'll still be back in Las Vegas at the same original footprints. I'll be back by 10:30 in the morning, according to the schedule, but we'll see what happens. So my pairing went from 18 hours credit to 18 hours and 40 minutes, which is nice, but I still don't know how this is going to work. I'm supposed to be flying into Boston Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. I don't understand how we're going to take off for Fort Myers if the storm is going to be as bad as it's supposed to be. So the news said today that this storm was supposed to be one of the top 5 storms in recent years. So yeah, so I'm here at Walmart. I want to pick up some extra food and snacks just in case I get stuck in one of the hotels, because I want to have way more than I need, just in case. So I'm going to pack regular food in my cooler. I'm also going to pack a lot of non-perishable things in my suitcase, just so I'm completely prepared. So I'm going to head into Walmart after I finish my coffee. The pigeons are full, and I will see you later. Hey guys, I just got to the airport, checked in, printed my pairing, had to go back that way to drop off my mortgage payment and my car payment to the mailbox at the post office. And I'm already checked in. That's done. And I've met with part of my crew. I'll be flying lead today on this trip, I should say, and blah, blah, blah. I will see you guys later. Ta-da, super duper. I'm on the plane. I'm sitting in seat 7F, so I got the window. I can lean against the fuselage here and sleep. I have my coat that I can cover myself up with so I don't have to take all of my identifying stuff off. If we were going to sleep on a deadhead, we're supposed to take off our wings. We're supposed to hide any of the airline's insignia, the whole thing. Not that people don't know who I work for. Yeah, wink, wink. So we're deadheading to Fort Lauderdale, and then we're supposed to deadhead to Boston tomorrow. That flight has already been canceled. Why they aren't just flying us to Detroit, I don't know. I don't know. But whatever, I'm being paid. What can I say? And I'll be just napping and eating the whole entire trip, so I shouldn't complain at all. So there we go. I will see you in Fort Lauderdale. Hey guys, all right, so we made it to Fort Lauderdale. That was unpleasant. I'd rather work a flight than deadhead any day. If it's over a 2-hour flight, I'd rather work the flight. I was in a good seat. I was in 7F, so it was a window seat. I could kind of lean against the fuselage, but I didn't sleep a wink. I was awake the entire time, playing a game, listening to music, reading a book. I'm reading the Hail Mary Pass by the guy that wrote The Martian. Yeah, so the flight itself was mildly unpleasant, but I'm being paid to sit there, so whatever. But of course, it has been undecided as to whether or not we actually have a hotel room here in Fort Lauderdale. The hotel connections people we spoke to earlier today were saying that our flight was canceled, so I guess we didn't have a room. We didn't know that the Boston flight was canceled yet, but I'm not sure why that has anything to do with Fort Lauderdale. But so now we're waiting. I'm waiting for a call back from Hotel Connections to have them verify we have a room. The hotel we're supposed to stay at has told us, I'm sorry, I'm yelling because of the traffic. The hotel that we're supposed to stay at has told us that they are full. And that the airline just sent the paperwork like a minute ago. So I'm not quite sure where we're staying. But we have 14 hours from the time that door opened up to be back on a plane up to Boston. But that flight's canceled. This is what it's really like to be a flight attendant. All those YouTubers who are like, the real life of a flight attendant. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this is this is the real life of a flight attendant. You don't know what's going on. We do not know. But all you can do is, take the next step, make sure you're on the same page with your coworkers, and, work through it. We'll see. Well, I guess it's good news. Hotel Connections finally called me back. It's been probably a half hour to let me know that there are rooms now available for us. We have rooms in the hotels. The hotel shuttle just left like 5 minutes ago. We chose to stay here rather than go to the hotel and then not have rooms because they said they were completely full. So now we're gonna have to wait for the shuttle again, and they're just awful here in Fort Lauderdale about shuttles and hotels. So I'm cranky. I'm just really cranky because I woke up at 7 a.m. in Vegas, and I've been up for 21 hours. By the time I get to my room, it'll be just, me awake way too long. So I'm just cranky. At least we got breakfast. And I'm gonna have some gravy. I think that's gravy. Ooh, that's kind of scary. And part 2 of breakfast. I couldn't resist at least half a waffle and some fruit. All right, I got in my room. I'm still wondering why they told us they were completely full when they clearly had rooms. Otherwise, we would have already been here a half hour, 40 minutes before this. But I'm here. All is well. Just had breakfast. It was very good. Wasn't worth the wait, but it was good. Room tour. There is a very normal looking bathroom and a little closet coffee maker kind of combo. 2 beds, you know how much I care about that, but I do like the very clean off-white look, very Scandinavian. And let's see if we have a view. Yeah, all right. Not too shabby. It's pretty windy out there. Landing was pretty rough. But there is the view. Huh. Now I'm going to say goodbye, crawl in bed. I will see you tonight on the way to Boston, if we go, because our flight's canceled. Hey guys, how are you? Good afternoon. It's about 4:15, 20 past 4. My view has vastly improved with daylight. It's, of course, waning now because it's late afternoon this time of year. There's some motorcycles. Oh, was doing a wheelie. Can you see that way back there? Yeah, congratulations, you're such a man. So way back there, you'll see Port Everglades cruise. There's some cruise ships right there. I love cruises. I miss going on cruises. I would go once a year for a while on Celebrity. There was a tour group called Pied Piper out of New York City, and they would arrange a tour group, and there'd be like 1,000 gay men, ranging between like 45 and probably 80. And the couples, because it was always couples, it's a cruise line. And they were like the most unusual couples you've ever seen in your life. It was like a circus. Very strange pairings of people. But I was always like the youngest person on the tour group, which was always very exciting, of course. One year I was single, and that was a lot of fun. I'll leave that there. Yeah, I love Celebrity. A fun little short story. I think it was the last cruise. You know, there were probably, 1,000, 1,100 gay men. Again, most of us elderly, old or elderly, on this cruise ship. The other half of the ship isn't part of the group and is, would you assume, mostly heterosexual. A number of those people were unpleasantly surprised that there were some other human beings that weren't their same, they weren't heterosexual. They were wildly upset and contacted the cruise line while they were on board. And they were very upset that they were on board with all these degenerate, sinful people. And the cruise line, to their eternal credit, said, wow, if you're really that upset, we aren't going to let you get off at the next stop, and you can find alternate routes home if you'd like. And so for the rest of my life, I'll always be a fan of Celebrity Cruise Lines. How's that for a tangent? All right, so what am I doing today? Today, this morning we flew in here to Fort Lauderdale on a red eye, and it was deadheading, and I hate deadheading on a red eye. Oh my goodness. I was in seat 7F, which means I'm against the fuselage on the right-hand side by the window. It's a red eye, so everyone is deeply asleep except for me, wide awake the whole time. It was just, I couldn't get up because the 2 guys I was with they weren't the kind of social travelers, they're just kind of like sitting in their stuff. And yeah, it was just unpleasant. I would maybe have an easier time deadheading if our seats were a little roomier, but they're not. That's why our tickets are so cheap. I'm 6'2". I'm not a little person, and it was a difficult place to be. Sitting on my butt for 4.5 hours. I don't really even have a butt. I have a lower back and an upper thigh, which is not very comfortable to sit on for 4.5 hours. So it was rough. But getting here, I think I showed you a little bit of what happened. We didn't actually have rooms. The hotel said they were full, and so we contacted Hotel Connections. Long story short, the hotel wasn't full, and we actually got rooms, as you can see here. So I took a nap after breakfast. Woke up to see that my schedule had changed again. And so now we were not going to Boston, yay, because the flight was canceled. Instead, we're going to be going to Fort Myers, but we're not flying. We're limoing. Now, I've never limoed before. In Vegas, you know, this doesn't seem to happen very often, but in Florida, apparently it happens fairly often here. So we're going to be limoing to Fort Myers. That really means we're getting in an SUV. I think it's at 3 o'clock, and we're going to drive to Fort Myers, which is across the entire state of Florida. So it's like a 2 hour and 50-minute drive from our hotel to the airport. Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then we're going to work from Fort Myers up to Detroit. We have a 10 hour and 40-minute or 10 hour and 15-minute, I forget, layover there. And then tomorrow we fly back to Las Vegas. That's it. So this whole trip, is it a 3-day? Yeah, this whole 3-day trip, we're going to work 2 legs. But we've flown and driven all over the country. That'll be, yeah. So when you see other YouTubers go, this is the real life of a flight attendant, and they're on a beach in Jamaica, that's not always the life of a flight attendant. Sometimes this is the life of a flight attendant. You just have to grin and bear it, and hope that you have a good crew you can depend on. And I have a good, solid crew. Blah, blah, blah. 5 minutes of me talking. So I will see you guys later. I may leave the hotel. If I do, I'll take you with me. If not, I will see you later on. Ta-da! So I am going to leave the hotel just to walk around a little bit. It's such a nice day outside. Here's my little outfit. This is the jacket I bought at Primark in Boston. $10, if I remember. My little pair of skinny jeans, the only pair of skinny jeans I own, my work shoes. And don't tell, my belt is brown, my shoes are black. Shh, don't tell, I have to kill you. Yeah, so that's my little outfit for the day. Hey guys! So there are times I miss living in Florida. I miss the lushness of, just green everywhere you look. I'm walking towards what I think is a casino, just because it's like a 10-minute walk from the hotel. There's nothing else really around. It looks like I just missed a swap meet / bike rally. There was a swap meet, but there's also like hundreds of motorcycles around. I'm gonna admit, I hate motorcycles. Mostly because I've become an old lady and the noise just gets to me. Yeah, so I think that red structure over there is the casino, I think. One thing you get used to in Florida is seeing what would normally be a house plant in other parts of the country become parts of the landscape. This is a pythos, which if you look at the little leaves, you might recognize that as a house plant. Well, when given free range, it just becomes like a huge tree. All right, so I'm at the Dania Beach Casino. I'm gonna try not to judge it to Las Vegas standards, of course. Well, let's see what I find when I get in there. Well, this is it. That's the whole casino. Not terribly impressive. What do you expect? It's Dania Beach, right? Well, that was not very exciting. Thank God it was only a 10-minute walk and I didn't have much expectation to start with. I'm not a gambler though. I've only gambled once in my life. I lost $19.44. It was a casino in Niagara Falls on the American side, which was just awful. It smelled like an old swimming pool. It was just disgusting. But yeah, it was nice to get out of the hotel and walk around, get some fresh air, see some plants. But I'm not quite sure what else to do. I was thinking of taking an Uber over to Dania Beach Pier, which would only cost me like $7, but it's already almost sunset and it's gonna get kind of chilly here. Oh look. Ooh, that was a hawk. So pretty. Oh my God, it's huge. You can't see it. Wait, come on back. Oh, whatever. Huge. That hawk was enormous. All right, I think I'm gonna head back to the hotel. Nothing else going on. So heading back to the hotel, I stopped into a dollar store or a Dollar Tree or whatever it's called. And I'm noticing the shelves are packed. The shelves are packed. This supply chain shortage is clearly not affecting the Dollar Tree. IKEA can't get anything, but the Dollar Tree, man, they're stocked to the ceiling. Crazy town. Hey guys, good afternoon. It's 2:45 in the afternoon here in Fort Lauderdale. My alarm that says leave the room, you have 15 minutes before the shuttle, just went off. I have another one that sets off at 10 minutes of, just in case. I have alarms for everything. But it's a beautiful day here in Fort Lauderdale. I'm kind of sad to leave. If you look over there, you'll see my cruise ship is still sitting there. It's taunting me. I love cruising. I miss going on cruises, but only on Celebrity. It's like the right energy for me. I just can't imagine going on a Carnival cruise. I know they're probably fine. I just don't want the neon lights and the people and the drunk people and the kids and the music. I want just like sedate, quiet, may I get you another drink, sir? That's what I want. But yeah, so it's a beautiful day. Our shuttle is scheduled for 3 o'clock. I called to confirm to make sure because I don't want anything else going wrong today. So they confirmed that it was for 3:10 in the afternoon. I asked for if we can amend that to 3 o'clock as it's scheduled for us on our schedule, just because 10 minutes might make the difference in terms of driving across the state to get to Fort Myers. So I've got 14 minutes to get downstairs for the shuttle. I do have to show you one thing that is amusing, disturbing, funny, grotesque, all the above. It's just sort of funny. I have to let housekeeping know or the front desk know that this is up here, but it's something on the wall. Prepare yourself, okay? You may not see it that easily as I do. It's a handprint up above the bed. Unless you're an innocent, and I am no innocent, there's a whole story that is told by that singular mark on the wall that is incredibly disturbing. Yeah, I'm glad I saw it this afternoon and not last night, because if I did, I would not have been able to sleep in that bed at all. I know, the things I bring you. But yeah, there are 2 beds in this room, so if I had seen that, I could have slept in this one. But when there are 2 beds in a room, I try not to sleep or ruin the other one, because housekeeping works hard enough. I don't want them to have to make 2 beds for my little butt, so I leave that one made up. It's just where I lay my clothes and stuff. But if I had seen that, yeah, I wouldn't have slept in that bed. All right, so I'm going to go downstairs, get some ice from my bag, and that's it. I will see you outside in the limo, whatever it is we're going to get, or in Fort Myers, we'll see. It's going to be a long drive, so I will see you later. All right, so our car should be here shortly. Something you need to learn as a flight attendant. First, when you get in your room, do a quick security check, right? Then you have to engage the lock, the security lock on your door, so that housekeeping doesn't walk in when you're, in your birthday suit. The next thing you have to do is learn how to turn off the alarm clock. The alarm clock in my room went off at like 6 a.m. and I was so irritated. So you have to learn. Yeah, well, not the shuttle. It's a limo or a car or something. Thank you, though. Yeah, the alarm went off at 6 a.m. So I really have to make a habit of like checking that alarm clock. And lastly, never trust the alarm clock, because it's always set at a different time. The power went out twice in my room last night briefly. So blah, blah, blah. All right, so I don't know where our car is, but we'll be on our way shortly, I'm sure. We're doing a coffee stop, thank goodness. And I think this is where we are. I'm not quite sure how to say that, but that's where we are. We'll be boarding in a moment, but we finally got to the airport. The driver actually showed up about 26 minutes late. The car that he was supposed to drive broke down before it got to us, which is fine. I'm glad it broke down before us. But we finally got here to the airport. No KCM, of course. Let's see, this flight's gonna be 2 hours and 37 minutes. We have 144 people booked. The plane holds 145. We're flying on a 319 today. I'm flying lead. I'm not sure if I told you that, so I'm up in front by myself. I've got one deadheader. Yeah, that's all the flight information. Looking forward to Detroit, to get in that hotel room that is the best bed in the country. And I will see you there. Hey guys, hi, welcome to Detroit. Today felt very long. It feels like it was very long. Our day was supposed to start at 3 o'clock. The driver showed up at 3:26 instead. Apparently, the car that was supposed to pick us up broke down before it got to us. And thank goodness it broke down before it got to us, because but he showed up a little bit late, but we got to the airport in time. He drove very efficiently, shall we say. We did stop off at a Dunkin' Donuts in the middle of nowhere. I wasn't quite sure how to tip him, or if we were supposed to tip him. You know, it's very different than a regular shuttle driver. So he was ahead of me in line at Dunkin' Donuts. So I kind of forced, when he finished ordering, I kind of forced the cashier to take my debit card so I could pay for his order. It was only like $10. And then I gave him $5 I had in cash later, and my coworker gave him $5 as well. So hopefully $20 was okay as a tip. I don't know if we were supposed to, but got to Fort Myers. There was no KCM there, so we had to go through regular security. That was smooth. Our plane was full, 144 passengers, and 2 hours and 27 minutes, I think I said. Effortless. The flight was effortless. Really nice passengers. I mean, really nice passengers. Yeah, so it was just a really nice flight. Good crew, really nice crew. And that's it. We're here for about 10 hours plus. As tired as I am, I can feel my eyeballs moving in their sockets. What an image, right? I can feel my eyeballs in my eye sockets rolling, but at the same time, I am nowhere near ready to go to sleep. I wish I were, but it is 11:03. We have a 7:30 shuttle to the airport, so I should have time for 6 or 7 hours of sleep. So that's plenty. And we just have one leg back home. And we're going to be back in Las Vegas by like 10:30 in the morning, so local time. So that's very nice. So there we go, a little update for today. I wish I'd filmed more during, for this video, for my layover in Fort Lauderdale. But all I really did was hang out in my room. I took a little quick walk. I did film a very long vlog, like an hour-long vlog on the topic of crash pads. I watched the whole thing, then I uploaded it, and then I watched it again just to make sure like it was the quality that I really wanted to put up there, and I doubted it, and so I just deleted it. I gotta tell you, it took me probably 2 hours to film it, and at the end, it just wasn't a good video. So if you think I should do another video on crash pads, if you're curious about the topic from a flight attendant's point of view, let me know in the comment section below, and maybe I'll do that. It was, I think, the first video I've ever made was about crash pads, and it's a timely topic again because there are so many flight attendants being hired. So if you think I should sit down and do another a redo of that vlog from like 4 years ago, let me know in the comment section below. In the meantime, I am going to pop around YouTube for a little bit and then crawl in bed and hopefully maybe take a melatonin because I really need to get to sleep. So I will see you tomorrow. All right. Nighty night. Good morning, guys. Hi. So that was a very deeply unsatisfying sleep. I woke up like, I don't know, 5 times thinking, oh, how much longer do I have to sleep? You know. But, yeah, so I've got about 12, 13 minutes to get downstairs for the shuttle. The plane is delayed coming inbound. It's still an hour and 25 minutes away. Um, there are 7 open seats from what I can tell. And we're on a 320. So, yeah, let's go downstairs and get to the airport. So I'll see you there. Well, at least it's 10 degrees here in Detroit. Nice and toasty. Oh, God. All right, we're finally on the plane. The plane was delayed, and then we had to wait for some cleaners to help us out, but then they just got off the plane, so we'll be boarding in just a minute. The time is going to be 4 hours and 2 minutes. 4 hours and 2 minutes to get home. I'm so excited. 175 passengers, so we're almost full. And I suspect, I see a deadhead coming on board, so we'll be boarding in just a moment. So I will see you soon. Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to Las Vegas. Welcome back to my car, Sheeny. So today's flight was 4 hours and 2 minutes. We left a little bit late, like 45 minutes late, but we made up all of that time. We landed 1 minute late, which is great because we had a bunch of continuing flights leaving from Vegas, so they made their flights. We had 153 people on board versus the 175 that were booked, so I don't know what happened there. But the flight was pretty easy. We had a bunch of great passengers. I happen to love my passengers, and I think I've said this before. I love my guests. I love my passengers. And one of my favorite things about my job is with my airline is there's nobody in my airline is treated better because they paid more money for a ticket. Not to judge other airlines with first class and mint and business class and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not going to treat anybody on my plane differently or any less than first class just because they didn't pay more for a ticket. And I really think that there's a sense of, I don't know, solidarity, or I don't know, but I love my guests, and for the most part today they were fantastic. I did have one small group, 3 young men who I really won't go into the whole story, but they wouldn't wear their masks, which is where a lot of stories begin, and it ended up escalating, and I did my best to de-escalate it. It didn't get out of hand, but they called me after they said I was behaving as if I were a member of a German group that came to power in the late 30s, early 40s. I don't even know if I can say that group's name. Starts with an N. You know who I'm talking about on YouTube without being demonetized or something. But it was like, you're being an absolute and a, you know, and I'm like, excuse me? Sure, guys, I'm just trying to have you keep yourselves safe as well as the people. I'm already telling you too much about the story. I'm going to be writing a report later on today. And I'll tell you what, I was writing some notes down, jotting down some notes for my, you know, just so I can write an accurate report. My hands were literally shaking. It was kind of upsetting. Some of the things they said and the attitude that they gave to our crew. It's just unnecessary. It really is. It's not necessary. I wouldn't go to your workplace and be difficult because I don't like what you're doing, you know. So I don't know why it's okay to be rude and unpleasant and inhumane to flight attendants when you would never treat, maybe they do treat other people like that. I don't know. But it was upsetting, and my hands were literally shaking while I was writing my notes, and it takes a lot to get me there. There were so many things I wanted to say to him in the airplane, and there were so many things I wanted to tell you about what happened, but I can't. So, needless to say, I will say that the rest of our guests were spectacular. Everyone around them seemed to appreciate that we were trying to make an effort. Our company policies, I think, state that one flight attendant would make the request that they comply to the mask rule. If that doesn't work, somebody else tries. After that, the captain makes an announcement, and then I think after that we're supposed to just write a report. But you know, to a passenger who's sitting next to or behind or in front of these people who are not wearing masks, they're uncomfortable. And for me to look like I just threw my hands up in the air like, oh well, I tried, it just wouldn't fly very far with me as a passenger. So I wanted to make sure that they understood we were doing our utmost to care for everybody, including these young men. One woman gave me a high five, a number of people. It's often women that give me compliments. It's rarely men, but I'm the best flight attendant in the world and blah blah blah. And I'm just glad that I made an effort. I so badly wanted to say whatever I wanted to say, but I couldn't because I'm wearing this darn uniform, But but the best part of this job, the second best part of this job, is I just get to get off the plane, get in my car, go home to my cats. The best part of my job, my guests. I love my passengers. I do. But blah, 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 right? Let me let you go. This video is already long enough, and I am super tired. We're going to go give the cat some treats and then take a nap. So I will see you in the near future. All right? Toodaloo. Bye. I said toodaloo, not fly safe. Oh, what's wrong with me? Fly safe. See you later.